Hey guys, Sean Day, Hire Lead Chill. I always say the date so that I make sure that we date the video in case somebody looks at it like a year down the road. So today is 5/16/24, about 2:14 in the afternoon Eastern. So I just made a video and posted it a day or two ago talking about how Dan Plata, a client of ours and a real good friend of mine, real good bud of mine, had dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of interviews, hired 4 or 5 new people, and then has a waiting list of literally about 10 to 12 people that are highly qualified through our scoring system and screening processes. He's actually interviewed them and would hire them immediately if he had an opening. Even more than that, they love being on the waiting list because they're currently employed, most of them, if not all of them. So it's not insulting to interview somebody and tell them you cannot hire them right away. You're building a relationship with them. In fact, let's go over the process. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Let me share my screen if I can here, and I'll give you the step-by-step on what this looks like. All right. So waiting list of employees, always be recruiting, ABCs. The one thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you boost and get as much application flow as possible, whether you need 1 employee or 10 new hires. Budget a minimum of $300 to use on either Indeed or ZipRecruiter or Facebook or a combination of some things. I can go into how to budget. That's a different story though, but estimate out around $300. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're screening them properly. What happens a lot of times if you're using something like Indeed, you get 100 applications, 200 applications, and all of a sudden, how do you get through all of them? You can use some silly questions that Indeed has, and they're not good. You've got to put a really good screening system together. Go ahead and set up a call with me and I'll talk to you about how to set up good screening system questions. So properly screen them. It should all be automated on how you do it. And then group interviews. No more one-on-ones. I've talked to business owners that have like no office, right? That they don't have an office. They're either young into their business or maybe they've got a good business, but they use a storage unit where their team goes to and they don't need an office. Not a bad idea. But the problem is you can't do group interviews that way. If you don't want a group of people at your house probably. Here's the solution. Do you have a bank? Do you deposit hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in there? They might have a conference room you can use for group interviews. How about your insurance gal or guy? They probably bill you monthly a pretty good dollar amount. I bet they have a conference room or a big office space area you can use, a library. Don't make an excuse that you cannot have group interviews. If you need help with that, call me, let me know, set something up on my calendar. By the way, that ends your no-shows. If you set up group interviews and 8 people say they're showing up, you will get 1 to 3 to 4 people that will show up. No more nonsense about no-shows. Ends it. Interview everybody that qualifies. So if you need to hire 1 person and 10 people at your group interview every single one of them and find out the ones that say, I can't wait to start. I really want to work for you. Make sure there's a good match. Make sure there's a good match. So hire the best one you think is going to work out for you if you need 1. If you need 2, hire 2. What do you do with those others? Hire the number of people. If you are somebody that needs 8 or 10 hires or 6 or 7 hires, repeat the process. Instead of $300 in boosting, you might need $1,000 in boosting. Okay, it's supply and demand. Whether you use us or you're doing it internally, your labor market dictates how much you need to boost and sponsor on different job boards. Number 6, continue engaging the others you interviewed but didn't hire, and let them know you'll hire them as soon as a spot opens. They've probably got a job already. Most people interviewing aren't like sitting on a couch at home. If they're actively interviewing and they're good and you've screened them properly and they're interviewing and taking the time to show up, they're probably a good employee that you're going to want to hire. The odds are good on that, okay? So almost everyone you interview can wait a couple weeks and sometimes a couple months. While they're waiting, do what Dan does. Hey, I just wanted to reach out to you, make sure you know, send a video. I did a webinar yesterday with Beth Eldridge, who is a CBS coach with Debbie Sardone's group. She is a mega influencer. She is constantly send out, hey, this is something new for us. What do you think of this? A little video, something, engage with them, just like you would do in marketing. They're waiting to work for you. They love what they heard in your group interview and you talked about your culture, where they fit into your company and how cool this is. They're sold. They're ready to work for you, but you need to continue to engage them. Let's say that your company is a residential home cleaning service and one technician produces $60,000 of revenue for you. They go out and they clean $60,000 worth of homes for you in a year. Or maybe you're a window cleaning company that has a technician that does $180,000 of revenue per year. What happens when you have 5 on the bench? Crank out your marketing, get as many clients as you can, get referrals from your current clients. Boom, you got it. So now you got 4 on your bench. You just hired one. You've got, if you're a residential home cleaner with 5 people on the bench, you've got $300,000 worth of revenue sitting on a bench, dying to work for you. If you're a window cleaning company, you've got $900,000 worth of people, producers, waiting to work for you. Crank out that marketing. As you start to build and hire, revenue starts to come in, reinvest that in your marketing if you need to. Reinvest it in doing more boosting and repeat this process. This is how you grow a business. If you need something, let me know. We can do all this for you, by the way. If you just want to chat with me, that's fine. I've got time. I want to chat with you. Schedule something on my calendar today. Let me help you in any way I can. That's what I'm here for. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys listening, and I'll try to find out where I'm at and how to get out of here. Let's see. End recording.